Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Last time on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, we had 100 against 2. After Caesar's fights and death against Wamuu, JoJo and Lisa managed to get through the hotel and find Wamuu and Cars. At which point, Lisa bluffed about a bomb that was going to destroy the Redstone of Asia, and they decided that the best way to do this is to literally fight to see who's going to control the Redstone. It is the red. Yeah, it's the Redstone. Did I say Whitestone earlier? I don't know. Whatever. So yeah, we will have JoJo facing off against Wamuu, and Lisa will be facing off against Cars. And yeah, then we went to a Coliseum because JoJo and Wamuu are actually going to fight on chariots. Also, JoJo, while he was going to retrieve the Redstone of Asia from Lisa's stuff, happened to find a picture of her as a baby with Irina and younger Speedwagon and Straightso. And there apparently might be a connection. Well, there is a bit of a connection because she is the baby that was saved by Irina when she escaped the destroyed ship when JoJo and Dio died. So yeah, that's all pretty interesting. I think that has some pretty heavy implications as to who Lisa really is, but we didn't go all the way. We don't fully know, so we'll have to see. But yeah, that's pretty much that. So we might as well go ahead and get right into this episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Here we go.
Battle for the Redstone of Asia.
Oh boy.
JoJo.
We're not getting any credits today.
A one-on-one chariot duel.
Do you see that column over there? On each lap, a different weapon will be hanging from it.
Weapons?
Oh.
No. One weapon at a time. Whichever of us can capture that column before the other will then have the opportunity to wield the weapon.
Oh, they have an
Do you
advantage.
see the first one up there?
If I can get to it first, cover it with oil and fill it with hamon, then victory will be mine.
If you say so.
I am looking forward to an excellent, fulfilling fight from you, JoJo. Get ready.
All right.
That's why I'm checking the rubble under my wheels. Look at that, Wamuu. You've got quite a big pile under your buggy. Are you going to take care of it?
Here we go.
Hurry! JoJo!
He knows what he's doing. Here we go.
Begin now!
A true warrior.
What's this now?
Exactly.
Who's having trouble? His wheels are blocked.
Yeah.
JoJo, he did this.
Duh.
Cheeky little devil.
You bastard! You piled them there while we turned our attention to watching the moon.
Yep.
You're nothing.
When it comes to my survival, I don't care who I offend. Beep beep!
Asshole. All right, JoJo has the head start.
Damn, I'm going a lot faster than I thought I was!
Oh no! Don't lose
stay
it.
there!
JoJo!
Keep.
It snagged my ring!
Oh.
Couldn't have predicted that!
That was my plan from the very beginning.
Ah, crap. Of course. He was ready for this.
Wamuu has a...
I've got a little medicine for you right here, Wamuu!
Here we go. Oh, JoJo. I hope JoJo planned for this too.
Starting to lose speed.
I'll just get something else.
The pillar itself? Yeah, he took the pillar itself. Asshole. Oh, that poor guy.
So now, you will no longer have your chariot.
Yeah, what do you do now? Chariot's already gone.
already. But what JoJo did was grab the hammer and head straight for Wamuu's chariot.
Oh,
Well done, JoJo. Great thinking.
yes.
That's exactly right.
Oh.
Struck the yoke.
He's gone!
Wait.
Where'd he go?
You can clearly see that Wamuu is
crap.
a step ahead of his quarry.
Oh, he's in there.
Wait! hide themselves inside other creatures.
Right, San Viento did that.
That was close.
All you have is a shoe.
Off his foot! That boot saved him! If he only had on some other kind of footwear!
Careful, JoJo! You need to keep at arm's length from him!
Yeep. Oh, he's just coming out.
Has merged with that horse.
And now you will taste Divine Sandstorm!
Darude. Yeet. Did he fall back onto the chariot?
But JoJo seems to be a little less dead than you thought.
Yeah, look at him.
Of course! Look out there in the arena! It can't be! Lord Wamu's arms!
Ooh.
They look like they're about to fall off!
He got hit in his arms.
There, it's JoJo! He's alive! He's moving! He's not even hurt!
Ooh.
Well, I apparently managed to survive once again.
Oh.
But what?
Ah.
He wrapped the reins around Wamu's arms after filling them with Hamo. Wamu's
Gotcha.
divine sandstorm was short-circuited.
Lord Wamu's face! Look at him! He's in agony! See that? He doesn't seem to know where he's going! His eyes are vacant! What should we do?
I mean, he's busted both of his arms, so.
But what's...
The quiet, calm intensity his victories gave him has vanished. A tragic shock for him.
But it matters not at all. Put out the next set of weapons and do it now!
Oh. All right.
For the second lap, both warriors will receive crossbows.
Okay.
Each comes with ammunition for 2 shots. The
Interesting.
first warrior there has the choice of the small or large bow.
Ah. Who will get what? I mean, how can Wamu use a bow? He can barely use his arms. He can't even use his sandstorm properly.
The very best athletes use a psychological technique called the switch comeback.
Ah.
When these champions are brought low by the pressure of shock, failure, or fear, they can flip a mental switch and bring out their fighting spirit for one last Herculean effort.
Okay.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Uh-oh.
And Wamu. Look, his eyes are gone! He poked out his eyes!
What?
I foolishly relied on my eyes because I was able to see, and JoJo exploited my weakness.
Oh.
Now I will use this horn to see things outlined in wind instead of light.
Oh.
You know the answer to that.
The bigger.
Large one, you stupid morons.
I don't know.
That's what I want. Oh, come on! I can't
Yeah.
control this
It's
thing.
harder to use though.
So tight.
Yeah.
Right, just as I thought.
He's using the
wind
fire.
stirred up by these
Uh-oh.
What? Lord Wamu's pointing away from JoJo! He's turned this way! He's aiming at us!
He's gonna ricochet it. Oh.
I see what Wamu is doing.
Yeah.
He's banking it like it's a billiard shot.
Oh.
What?
He hit me from behind!
Ow. Ah, JoJo's down again. But he's got one loaded.
That's it!
He did.
Ah! You can't use the sandstorm though. Ah!
It's over, JoJo.
I have the high ground.
Shameful.
Look at him! The sniveling coward's throwing rocks! He's just a pathetic loser!
They should know.
Like a man!
Listen, Wamu.
He's playing him.
Here is the very next thing that will come out of your mouth. Don't you dare dishonor our battle here, JoJo.
Don't you dare dishonor our battle here, JoJo.
Yep.
More?
It's all a plan.
That bother you?
Oh! It was all a plan.
It showed up out of nowhere!
Oh, he ricocheted that one.
Wamu's damaged arms grew even worse. No more divine sandstorms. Now or ever.
This is it. Oh!
Rebuff Overdrive!
Oh! The elbows. Damn, that was an overdrive too.
Wamu won't be getting up again.
Yeah,
How
this.
can this be?
That's
What
it.
has become of... I will use all of these things for victory.
Ah! Oh!
His
He
arms.
hit his
He
arms.
threw them using his chest wound. They've grabbed JoJo and are choking him.
That's just weird. If he's getting choked, he can't breathe. He's gathering air.
The wind obeys me. This is my ultimate mastery.
Ultimate mastery? No, you shouldn't. Stop it, Wamu!
Oh, even Cars is
It
against
can't be
this.
done.
Ultimate mastery. Atmospheric rift.
Oh! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that was the end of the episode. Alrighty. That was episode 22. Man, that's just crazy, man. Even Cars is like, no, wait, don't do that. The atmospheric rift. It's insane, man. It's just insane. Again, this is probably one of their best fights they've ever had, you know? Which is good, you know, now that it's towards the end that we're getting these great fights. But yeah, like, this is really good, just like with Caesar versus Wamu. So, man. Oh, man, oh, man. So then I assume, because how many episodes are left? 4? Yeah, there's 4 episodes left. So I would assume then that if we count one episode as Aftermath, then next episode will be continuing JoJo versus Wamu. Then we'll have Lisa versus Cars. Then maybe JoJo versus Cars. I don't know. I would expect that, you know. Like how you would expect, you know, the protagonist to fight the antagonist. But who knows? I don't know. But yeah, the battle is not over, and we will have to continue it next episode. Man, oh man, that is very interesting too for a chariot race, because honestly, they did what, like 2 laps? Like, they really only did 2 laps. Yeah, because they never got to a 3rd weapon. They only did 2 weapons, so... Man, that is crazy. Excuse me. That is just insane, man. Insane. Alright. We can go ahead and hop right into the notes. The first thing I wrote down is the hammer. That was pretty cool. I like this idea, you know, because, like, you know, normally we just have a fight, you know? Like JoJo versus Dio was just a fight. Caesar versus Wamu was a fight, and everything else, you know, JoJo versus San Viento and everything is like, they're all just fights. I really do like that this fight was a chariot battle, you know? Not even a chariot race, just a chariot battle, you know? So I did really enjoy that, and the idea that, you know, it's not just chariots, but you also have to go get different weapons, you know? So I really did like that, and the hammer was very interesting. Of course, with the hammer, it's like, well, geez, like, after the first weapon, we've already lost one of the chariots, you know? Like, again, it's so interesting as well for a chariot battle, where we kind of lost the chariots at one point, you know? We at least lost the first chariot, then we just had the horses. Then we started losing horses, and JoJo only had one, you know? It's just crazy, man. So, yeah, I did like that. And I love, too, you know, I do love because, you know, Joseph, he is a brilliant fighter, you know? And he, like, you know, Lisa says, like, he's a master of trickery and illusion, you know? And he is. He's great, and he always has the the being able to predict his opponent's moves. But this does highlight JoJo's cockiness, because that is very apparent how cocky he is, Because even here, like, he got the hammer, but then Wamuu took the pillar and used it. Then he got the bigger crossbow, but it would have been better to have the smaller crossbow, because it would be easier to use, Like, JoJo is so brilliant, but sometimes he just kind of loses it a bit, So, now granted, with the hammer, it was very clever. First off, him blocking up Wamu's chariot at the beginning, very brilliant. And also, the fact that none of them saw that coming. They were all focused on the moon. They didn't see what he was doing, And then that allowed him to be the first one to get the hammer. So, that was really good. And I guess, how can you count on... It does make you question, like, could you feasibly count on grabbing... Wamuu grabbing the pillar, ripping the pillar off of... ripping the pillar out of the ground and using that. I don't know if you could have, thought of that, but that was just crazy, It was also nice when, it was also very clever that Wamuu actually went into the horses, Because, I kind of forgot about that. They haven't really done that. At least these guys haven't, Like, maybe the most we get is, like, AC/DC, how he possessed Suzy Q. But other than that, like, and obviously with Sanviento was the first one where it's like, oh yeah, the Pillar Men can just completely get inside someone and take over, And so I like that that's exactly what Wamuu does, So that was really cool. And then I like, too, that it was just because JoJo was wearing a boot that that he was able to evade Wamuu grabbing his foot. I did like that, too. Because, yeah, like, they even says, like, if he was wearing any other footwear, and it's like, it's just silly. That's just silly, but I love that. So, actually, doing that impression makes me kind of miss Speedwagon. I wish Speedwagon was here as our narrator, Like, he needs to be, like in the World Martial Arts Tournament, there's always the announcer, That's what Speedwagon was when JoJo faced Dio. Like, I kind of want that again. It's like, hey, he's done it! I want him to start yelling shit. Oh, I love it. And then, I love how, again, JoJo being brilliant, he used the reins from the horse to bust up Wamu's arms to where he could still use the weapon. He could use the crossbow, but it wasn't, like... I don't know. He definitely couldn't use the sandstorm after that. So that was really clever. And then JoJo just sort of played that he was directly hit by the sandstorm to... basically to mess with cars at that point. So I did like that. Oh, excuse me. We had the shock of that, which was also pretty cool. That, like I said, like after thousands of years and thousands of victories and stuff like that, to be that, like, caught off guard, like, that actually did do a number on Wamuu, Like, you could see he just kind of broke, like, oh shit, this is not good. It is kind of like, again, going back to AC/DC, it is sort of like that where, for him, it was like, sometimes in order to make sure that his emotions don't get to him, he lets out all of his emotions in the span of, like, 30 seconds, and then it's good. He's good for the rest of the fight. It is sort of like that, where, it is sort of like that, where, for a second, he just he was out of it for a little bit, and then he was able to flip the switch back on. And in doing so, he poked out his eyes so that he wouldn't use them to see, and instead he used his horn, which is good because, they really don't... They made a big deal about those horns. They really don't use those horns for anything. But I like here, it's that he uses that horn in order to feel the wind, you know? He can feel the air, and that allows him to see much better than his eyesight could ever do, you know? So I did really like that. And that came into play with the crossbows, which again, you know, JoJo, sometimes he gets just a little too cocky, so he went for the bigger one. But no, the bigger one was way too hard to try to use, you know? And even if, again, you know, trying to get around the fire, which could disrupt Wamu's wind vision, but still, Wamu, you know, pretty much ricocheted that shot back to JoJo, you know? So that was pretty crazy. But again, that allowed JoJo to then hit Wamu and just put him straight through the chest, you know, which was pretty cool. So, that's pretty much like a finishing blow. Like, the battle should be over, but I wrote this down, to the last. Wamu is fighting to the last breath, basically. Like, he is doing as much as he can. And I love that idea where it's like, oh, his arms are gone. It's like, oh, well, they must have just fallen off. Like, no, he took those parts of his arms, hid them in his chest, and then launched them through his own chest wound, you know? Like, that was very clever. And then, again, just choking JoJo, which, again, that's pretty much how Jonathan died, was when Dio pierced Jonathan's throat, and he couldn't breathe anymore, you know? So it is sort of the same way where, you know, they're trying to choke JoJo. He can't breathe. He can't produce hormone, you know? So I really did like that. And also, you know, just to sort of top us off, the atmospheric rift, which seems like it's going to be Wamu's ultimate move. Like, even more ultimate than the Divine Sandstorm, you know? Like, I don't know what he's doing, but it is going to be pretty intense, you know? And I also like that even Cars is like, whoa, 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 don't do this. Don't use the atmospheric rift. We're done. Like, stop. You know, I like that. Even Cars is like, no, you cannot do this. But Wamu is that determined, you know? So yeah, that was really great. Really, really great overall. And also, I didn't mention it, but the part where, you know, JoJo's sort of faking being the coward, you know, oh, just get away from me, I can't take anymore. It's like, Wamu had to have known that that was a trick, you know? He should have known that that was a trick, because this is exactly what happened when JoJo faced Wamu in the beginning, you know? Is that, you know, he sort of played the coward to get Wamu away. You know, it was all part of his plan. So, I don't know. But we did get the next line out of your mouth. Like, I always love that. So, yeah. Crazy episode, crazy, crazy battle. Probably one of the best fights they've had on the show so far. And, yeah, I am very excited to see how this fight concludes. And then, what is it going to be like when Lisa faces Cars? So, yeah, that is pretty much it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my JoJo's Bizarre Adventure reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.